Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Varner. I am the CEO of the Soultel Corporation, and I'm here to walk you guys through the entire application process from beginning to end. I want to let you guys know that there are two ways to do this. I'm going to discuss the one way wherein you are actually completing the application for the caller. This is something that the training department has developed, and we'll be using this video for educational purposes. So keep in mind, you guys, that there are two ways, and I'm going to be going over just one. All right, in this video, I'm going to cover the perspective of the agent completing the application for the caller, and somewhere in the middle, it's going to split off, and it's going to become from the caller standpoint of view. I hope you guys can get that. So if you really want to get into this, go ahead now, please, and grab a pen and paper, take notes, and please pay attention, okay? If you need to watch this video again to get a better understanding, feel free to do so. The video will be provided to you for that reason. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So now we're going to set this up from a perspective of the actual caller, for the perspective of the actual recruiter. And let's say that you've received a phone call, you've answered your call, you've done your spill in reference to the script, and now you're ready to get through the application process. Now, in the event, and I'm going to tell you guys, just based upon my experience, a lot of times I've learned this, that people are very funny about giving their information over the phone. They may hang up on you or whatever. So try to discern which one is going to be better for you, which one works better for you, whether you're having the caller complete the application or you are completing the application for the caller. So we're going to go from the perspective of completing the application for the caller, but I want you guys to just kind of keep in mind that I'm setting this up, and a lot of times the results may change depending on the call that you take. Okay, so we're talking to a caller, and we are getting their information, and we say, okay, well, I'm going to complete the application for you. You're going to receive an email to follow up with after the application is done, so pay very close attention. So what you're going to do, if you've downloaded the Soultel app, you can do this from the app. Actually, while you're talking to the caller, you can actually do the application from the app, and I'll explain that in a later video. But if you're doing it from your website here, you simply go to Soultel.com. You should have it saved under your bookmarks, where you can actually navigate quickly and don't waste any more time on the phone without getting the results that you need. So once you've actually gone to the Soultel website, you're going to be met with the first page. Now, you guys know the entire process. Pretty much it's pretty simple. You're going to go to the Soultel website, and once on the site, you're going to click on the careers button. Okay, and once you click on the careers button, you don't have to watch the video, but you want to go ahead and click on apply now, and this should take you to the page where the application is located. I'm going to talk more about that as well. All right, so now we're here on this page, and you want to click on the application. Now, you're requesting the information from the caller. The caller is giving you their information. We're going to use a test here just for the sake of this video. All the information that is on this form you want to ask for from the caller, like first and last name, phone number, address, email address, so on and so forth. So we're going to put an email address in here for the sake of this video, and hopefully gives us the results that we're looking for. All right, so we're going to go ahead and kind of skim through this really quickly, you guys. It's very easy. The process is pretty simple. It's not complicated at all. You're basically requesting the information from the caller. Now, when I click next, it's going to take me to another page. Pay very close attention to this, because I hate for you guys to miss this part. This is very, very important, and it involves your direct attention when getting to this part. So once you click next, what you want to do here is read out loud this information on this page. It may take a second. Read slowly and carefully, and make sure that the caller agrees and understands what you're saying. As soon as you're done reading, okay, this page, and don't pay attention to this part here, because this actually is going to be taken out. It's not going to discuss the charges there. It's already in the script that we're paying for it. So if they ask if there's a fee for the background check, no, we're covering the fee only if they get their back office platform. If they don't get their back office platform, they have to pay for their background check. Okay, now and we want to make sure you ask the caller, do they consent to the preliminary background check? Do they agree with everything that was said? This is why do we have to read this out loud? If you're asking, it's because the phone calls have been recorded, and we have to have verbal agreement or written agreement that we can run their background. Okay, and that's necessary with every single caller, so you want to read this out loud. All right, next you want to enter the birthday. So I'm going to just go ahead and create a birthday here for you guys. I'm not born in 1929. Okay. And then you want to get the last four of the social. Now, a lot of people are a little bit funny about giving their last four of their social on the application or over the phone. So if they are uncomfortable, you simply type in did not supply or was uncomfortable or NA, whatever you put there. Just let them know that they will be required to enter their social security number when it comes time to fill out their human resource documents, their W-9 and so on and so forth, if they're uncomfortable at this point. But don't ask them if they're uncomfortable, just ask for the last four. And if they tell you that they're uncomfortable, type this in that section, okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and move forward here. They make sure the caller has full knowledge of the cost and procedure pertaining to the preliminary background check. And then you want to put your name in the application. Okay, so I'm going to put mine for the record. Now, when I click next, you guys pay very close attention because this is where things get a little bit different. This is where it all splits up from the fact that you're completing the application to where the caller is going to, what the caller is going to experience. Okay, so we're going to click next. I'm sorry, I didn't enter that in here. Okay. What you're going to see next. Okay, so now at this point, you want to tell the caller, this is what you should say. All right. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Joe, I've just submitted your application. In a moment, you should be receiving an email with instructions on how to register. I'm sorry, with instructions on how to sign your documents and register for training. You're going to receive 2 emails. I apologize for that, you guys. Let me go ahead and correct myself. Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Joe, I just submitted your application. In a moment, you will be receiving 2 emails. One email is going to walk you through the process of you'll have to click subscribe to. That email you'll need to click on in order to get to your human resource documents and sign them. And the second email is going to be one with instructions on how to get into the training class, how to register for training. So I'll repeat that, you guys. It's for the record, you guys, just pay very close attention. Mr. and Mrs. James, I've just submitted your application. In a moment, you'll receive 2 emails. One email will walk you through the process of signing your HR documents, and the second email is going to give you instructions on how to register for training. Feel free to contact me if you get caught up or stuck in any one of these processes. You do have my contact information, and I'll talk to you in a moment. And that's pretty it. That's pretty much it. That's where you kind of end the whole walkthrough process. But once you tell them that, you want to make sure you tell them, make sure you check your email and check your spam folder just in case you don't receive something. Make sure you check your spam folder and your promotions folder if you're using Gmail. All right, so you're going to click submit. Once you click submit, you're going to be brought over to the form that's going to give them directive on how to get their human resource documents. Okay, a lot of you have seen this form, a lot of you haven't. But if you have not seen this form, this is all you have to do to fill it out. All you have to do is enter the same information that you entered on the first page. Okay. Make sure you enter the correct email address that was given to you. This may not work right now because I've already used this email address in here, but I'm going to show you guys what you're looking for when this email goes through. Okay. And make sure you put your name as a recruiter. Don't mess that up. Make sure you type your name. Don't just put anything in that box. Make sure you enter your name. Okay. Make sure you enter your name. And then you want to hit subscribe to list. Hopefully this works. It may or may not. Okay. It did not. Because it's already in there. All right. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. In a moment, I'm going to come back to this and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what the caller is going to see in their inbox. Okay, so I've checked the email here and I did receive the first email. The first email that they should get and that they should be using right now is the one that says, I'm going to go to my promotions tab. It's going to say, Sotel Staffing, please confirm your email address. This is the one that they want to see first. It's going to come from Sotel and it's going to be either in their spam folder or their promotions tab if they're using Gmail, okay? And if they don't see it in either one of those, you want to have them go and check their all mail, all right? So we're going to go ahead and click on this to see exactly what is being shown here. Okay. Now, once we've clicked on this, once we've opened it up, and now if it is in their spam folder, they're going to want to move it. And I'm going to show you guys how you have them move it. Let me see if I have one. Okay, no. I don't think I have one. So I'm just going to skip that part. So we're going to go ahead and open this up here and go back to the main form. And it's going to say Soultel next to it. I think it's this one here. So we're going to go ahead and click on the old one here, and I'm going to go ahead and reconfirm. So you're going to have your caller click in their email. This is the first email that they're looking for. You're going to have them click on yes, subscribe me to list. Once they click yes, subscribe me to list, it's going to take them over. It should take them over to this page. Now, once they've gotten to this page, guys, you want to make sure that they click on the link here that says click here to sign HR documents. This is the first email that they're signing, the first one that they're doing. All right. I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through the signature process of this video here. Let's see if it works. Now, it's brought up the email address because it's already been created. So what I'm going to do is create a whole new one here. Let's see if it works out. I'm going to use SOLTELESTAFFING at gmail.com. Just making something up. Create the password. Now, this is what the caller is going to do. They're going to create their password and username here. Once they load this up, they're going to get access to the documents. So once this all loads up really quick, it's going to open up the app. We're going to save the password for me. And this is all they're going to do. They're going to be brought directly to the documents. You want to make sure that they've signed each page, okay? They're going to do this on their own. There's 27 places to sign. 12 of them are required, 15 are not, but they want to sign everything on the form. So we're just going to follow this little link here. All they have to do is find a signature. So we're going to put Jane Doe. Wait for that to load up. And we're going to pick a signature like this one, add, and a date. So the date is going to be 01/1/12/15. And yes, this video is in real time. All right, we're going to go ahead and put the name here. That's just typing the name here, JANEDOE. We're going to go to the next page by clicking the yellow link. It's going to take us down to the bottom. They need to sign their name. All they have to do is hit add, print their name here. Okay. And then put their number here. Okay, click the yellow little arrow there. And then they need to fill this out. If it's their name, JONEDOE. If they don't have a business name, that's fine. They don't need to put one in there. They're individual sole proprietor. If they're, just have them fill this part out the way we can't tell you how to do it. So 8 Sims Avenue, city, state, and zip. So nowhere, Georgia 30314. All right. Now this is the part where it gets crazy. All right, so if they're using an EIN, they want to enter the EIN here, but if they're using their social, then this is where they need to enter their whole social security number. This is for tax purposes. If we don't have this, then we can't pay them. That's by law. All right, so they want to make sure they fill this out correctly. All right, so let's just put a social security in here. All right, we're going to go to the signature page. All they have to do is add. We're kind of getting through this pretty quickly. All right, we're going to put the date. Still in the past here. All right. Once we move forward, the email address is at the bottom of the training manual. Now, I just want to show you guys this manual real quick because this is important. These are the rules and regulations of the company. If a person doesn't read this, you guys should have read this. Make sure you do, because following these rules will give you great success with the company, okay? All right, so we're going to put the email address. Excuse me for sniffing in your ears. All right, here we go. And we're going to go ahead and do a phone number here. All right, and then we're just going to click where the arrow is. It says done, and we should be good to go. Now the caller is going to receive a follow-up response with this in their email. They're going to receive a copy of this as well. And they can always go back to signnow.com and type in their email address and the password they selected to check their documents, or they can go to their email and check their documents as well. So we're done with signing the documents, and that's pretty cool. So the caller has just completed the documents page, and this is the process. All right, so now the caller needs to go to the second email that they received. So we're going to exit out of that. We're going to go back to our inbox here, and it would be the first one that they get, okay? That's the first email. It's going to come from support. So one's going to come from Soultel, and it's going to be probably in their promotion tabs, and the other's going to come from support, okay? So you want to make sure they click on this one second, okay? Now, I'm going to read this out loud, and this is what the caller is going to read. And congratulations, dear Soultel applicant. Your application and background check consent form have been submitted. You are now ready to register for training. Your recruiter should have already explained what to do next. Please read below for instructions on how to get into the next training class. Below, you will need to click the training image to watch the training registration instructional video. Please click here to download your training registration checklist. Now, the training registration checklist, you guys, is basically a form that was beautifully crafted to show the caller at where they are in the whole process of getting on board. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it so you guys can see what it looks like, and I can walk you through the process of what the caller will be experiencing, so that in the event that the caller needs to call you and you don't know where they are, you can say, okay, well, what step are you on? And I'm going to break this down. We're going to try to edit this form to make it where it's more sequential. All right, so look at it this way. Step 1 was the application. Step 2 was signing their documents. Step 3 is registering for training. And step 4 is the LCT call. So it's 4 steps that they have to complete. If you ask them, what step are you on? Say, is it step 1, 2, 3, or 4? They're going to say, well, I'm on step 1. Well, you can't be on step 1. I completed the application for you. Well, on step 2, I'm trying to sign my documents. Okay, no problem. I can help you out with that. Remember, you guys, this is also in the instructional video. So in the event they do get lost and you don't know where they are, have them watch the video and it'll tell them exactly what to do. That's the power in technology. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move forward here. We've already created this, so you want to have the caller print this out so they can actually check it off or exit out. So at this point, we're on registering for trainers. So the next step that they want to do is register for training. Okay, but I'm going to show you guys something. There's an email here that they'll need to click on. A link here. This is a video. The video basically tells them what to do next. Okay. Now, in the event that you want to know what happens next, the only thing that they're doing is if you're going to walk the caller through the entire process. I mean, if you stay on the phone with them after you submit their application, you can walk the entire process. Now, I'm going to show you from this standpoint of view what you could be doing with the caller on the phone. And say you're walking them through the entire process. This is unorthodox. It's something that we kind of don't train on. I think that the trainer may go over this information or may have went over this information with you, but I'm going to go ahead and share it with you in the event that you do want to take more control over the call and walk the caller through the entire process. So that's after you've gotten the caller to sign the documents. If they've done it with you on the phone, we're going to go ahead and go through the registration process. So what the caller is going to do next is register for training, and it's very simple. They go back to the website. So I'm going to go ahead and exit that, go back to the website, click on training here, type in the password. Everybody write this down if you have your pens and paper. The password is orientation. Make sure I spell it right. Okay. All right, so after entering the password, it's going to take you to the training page. This is the initial orientation password page. Initial orientation page. What the caller needs to do is, of course, watch all of the videos on this page, but the ones that are most important, and they are also covered inside of this video as well, okay? But bottom line, they can watch all or one, but they can just watch the first 2 are very important. The first one is showing them how to set up their work Gmail account. Okay, they need to have a work Gmail account in order to receive correspondences from the Soultel family, from the Soultel organization. If they don't have a work Gmail account set up, and I'm going to kind of go over that in another video, maybe sometime in the future. But for right now, make sure the caller has a work Gmail account, okay? In order to move forward. So they need to set that up really quickly, work email setup. And then after that, they don't have to watch this video because it does kind of tell them exactly what I'm about to tell you. So the caller just needs to click on this green link here, okay? This link is the training registration form. All they have to do is click it. Once they click it, it's going to open up this page here. They simply fill out the information on this form. Now, listen, if you guys want to register your callers for training, that's fine, but I suggest you let them do it because this is going to give them the follow-up. You can set up their email addresses for them. I'm sorry, you can have it go directly to their email address, and they'll be able to get all of the corresponding or follow-up emails that pertain to reminding them when training is, what days training comes on, and the phone number and all that stuff. And I'm going to show you guys that in a second. So once you fill this information out, we're going to go ahead and fill this out. And make sure to call. Now, this is another thing I did neglect to tell you guys. All callers must have a PayPal account. This is how we all get paid. So if they don't have one, they need to create one using their new work Gmail account. Okay? They need to use their new work Gmail account. So I'm going to put that in here. And it should look like this: J, first initial, last name. If they have a common name, they enter numbers after it. So Smith, Doe, John, Williams, Johnson, those are common names. So you want to make sure that they enter a number after their name. If numbers are already taken, use another one. If all the numbers are taken, use two numbers. Okay. Bottom line, if it's a well-known name, you want to use numbers. If not, it needs to be the first initial last name dot sotel at gmail.com. I'll say it again: first initial last name dot sotel at gmail.com. And also make sure they enter their PayPal email address as well. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that in there. And make sure the PayPal email address, if they don't have one, create it in their new work Gmail account. That is how we're going to be able to pay them. If you don't have a PayPal email address, it's going to be very difficult to pay you. All right. The system, our back office was not compatible with any other payout platform. It is with two others, but from what I understand, the easiest is PayPal. So we're going to just go ahead and enter a number here. All right. And a date. We can actually click on the calendar for the date. All right, and then hit subscribe. Now, what the caller is going to see once they hit subscribe, they're going to receive an email, and the email is going to look like this. I'm going to show you guys in a second if I can find it here. All righty. I'm going to find that email for you.